When I was a child, the Saturday night sauna was a family affair, and after Mother and Father scrubbed us off with a yellow laundry soap and kitchen brush, we were rinsed off and told to run into the house. Summer or snowstorm, we would run round and round the sauna, hip deep through drifts in winter, then along the icy hogback path to the warm, big kitchen, where we'd burst in, flowing and breathless, but not chilled. Jingo Vitala Vachon, from her book Tall Timber Tales.
Hi, this is Risto, and welcome back to the Sauna Trail podcast. Thank you for joining us in our adventures as we share the story of how our family discovered the world of Finnish sauna. You might be wondering, why would anyone do a podcast dedicated to something as commonplace as sauna? It's like doing a podcast about vacuums or duct tape or mailboxes. Well, if you stick around, you might find out that there's more to sauna than you realized. This week's episode will be special. Daniel and Hudson are joining me to look at some saunas in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. If you've listened to our past episodes, you know how integrated sauna is into the culture of the UP. In fact, the intro quote for this episode was from a Finnish-American author who was a Yooper herself. Because sauna is so much part of the fabric of their daily lives, most people build their own. So almost all of their saunas are unique. And today I'll show you a few of those distinct designs, and Hudson and Daniel will provide their critiques and praise. So let's look at a few saunas. Here's the first one. What do you notice about this one?
I noticed that they turned a shed into a sauna, and it looks very rustic.
I also noticed that it is a very long chimney, unusually long. And there's something on the tree back there. I can't tell what.
Yeah, it's hard to tell if this started as a sauna or it started as a shed that was turned into a sauna. I kind of love the look of it. I didn't have any interior pictures for this one, but I would love to see the inside. I got all these pictures from a real estate website. Any other details you boys notice about this one?
I see an old stove off to the left of the sauna. I wonder if, it was a sauna beforehand and they just changed it.
Yeah, that's still a pretty nice looking stove. I'd use it. And it looks like it's a little ways away from the residence, and they have a kind of a walkway to it, those two boards.
Yeah, it's a weird walkway.
All right, here's another one. Also a ways away from the residence. What do you think about this one?
This one's a little more out in the open. Doesn't exactly look like a sauna, but it's really orange. I'm not sure if I like the orange, though.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a sauna. It looks more like just a small house with the windows, and I don't see a chimney, so.
That's true. I don't see a chimney, so it's either electric or the chimney's kind of hidden back there. It's hard to tell. It could be coming out the back. The chimney's usually the telltale sign. We always play a game, shed or sauna or little guest cabin, so hard to tell on this one. So this is inside another one, and this is the changing room. What do you think?
Got the animal heads on the wall.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice changing room. I like the chairs. It has the light in there. I feel like usually you see candles in the windows instead of the light.
Yep, this is a nice one. And then here's another view from in the changing room. Looks like Nipa heater. And I do like all the decorations. And I'm not sure what's going on the left there. Looks like maybe a propane water heater.
Yeah, maybe. It's got feed it from the changing room and got an extra supply of wood right there. That's nice.
Yeah. And then this is in the hot room.
Yeah, you can tell you got all those buckets in there that have they're just plastic buckets.
Is that a good sign or a bad sign?
And that's a good sign because they're just using whatever they can get their hands on.
Yeah, lots of plastic buckets is usually a good sign of a sauna. What do you notice? Anything about the stove or the rest of the hot room?
Seems like a lot of rocks. I don't see the water tank.
Yeah, maybe that's that hot water heater that they had. It does look like a lot of rocks, probably Lake Superior rocks. And then the bottom of the bench is open, which is nice. You could clean underneath there.
Yeah.
There's another picture. Same sauna.
I mean, it looks like a relatively big changing room.
Yep. You can notice cement block wall at the bottom of the walls.
Yeah.
Seems like it would be pretty dark in the hot room, unless they have a window in there, but I didn't see one.
And that's pretty traditional, pretty dark hot room. There's another view of the stove. Looks like maybe a barrel.
A barrel stove?
Yeah, a barrel stove,
Okay.
yeah. All right, this is the next sauna. The hot room for this sauna.
It could be a better heater, maybe.
Yeah, just a small electric. Looks like it's maybe in someone's basement. Probably gets the job done.
You got a few ladles or small buckets. I can't tell what they are. That's a pretty good sign.
Yeah, little like kitchen pots and scoops. That is a good sign. There's, I think, another angle.
For me, that's too bright. I wouldn't want the lights up there. Maybe they turn them off when they're sounding, though.
That's a good point. Good for pictures for real estate, but when you're sounding, it's nice to have it be dimmer.
I don't think this is the same sauna.
Oh, yeah, I don't think... Yeah, the bench looks a little different, but similar.
Yeah.
Basically the same stove.
All right, and here's another sauna. I don't know if we have pictures inside this one. We'll see, but there's the outside of it.
Looks interesting. A brick chimney.
Yeah, it looks like a house chimney, not a sauna chimney.
Yeah, I think some of those older ones have those nice brick chimneys with a liner, so the normal pipe that you see is coming through there. Yeah, it looks like we didn't have any interior for that one. So this one it looks like in Houghton, Michigan.
That looks pretty nice. It looks like the benches could be a little higher.
Yeah, and that's pretty common. Their focus isn't like just dialing in all the technical aspects. It's very functional. Get in there, get hot, take some steam, rinse off.
Yeah, that looks almost like a homemade stove or something.
Yeah, we've seen a few of those now, right?
Yeah.
Let's see, is this the same one? I think it is the same one, the other direction.
It's like there's a shower there on the left.
Yep, and that's pretty common. So that'd be nice. You have a little shower nook. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Almost looks like a telephone. But I'm sure it's not. All right, here's a different sauna.
That is a good stove, but a weird one.
Yeah, do you remember using one of these? You've used one before.
I do. I think it was at a rental. Where was it? It's Houghton or Hancock.
Houghton, yep. Yeah, and this brand is called Elo, and it's made up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. I think in Dollar Bay.
Not very much room to sit. Looks like a pretty small sauna.
Yep, this is a 1 or 2 person. All right, here's another one. I have this picture here because they're just outside of a bathroom. And that's that same one.
It looks pretty nice. The light seems a little bit too bright still.
Yep, and this bench setup is a little different, right?
Yeah.
It's got the V and then kind of the step bench. And they've got a sign. This is a common sign that you see a lot. And then that's that same one.
Yeah. And it looks like there's a faucet off to the right.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a shower or just a faucet to get some water, but yep.
Is that the same stove as the last one?
Yep. Do you remember the name?
Yeah, Elo?
Elo, yep.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I think Arrow told me. It might mean like joy and finish or something like that. Here's one.
Got the sauna sign. I believe it says sauna.
Yep, it says sauna, and then what's underneath it?
Ready.
Yeah. So then you know it's ready or not ready or in use. That's kind of fun.
Yeah. Whoa. Nice benches. It's like a corner of a pyramid.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't think I've really seen that before.
Yeah, just kind of how many people up on the very highest platform?
1, maybe 2.
Yeah, how many steps is that? You got the floor, then 1 step, and then another bench off there, and then another bench, and then that smallest, the highest one, yep.
Yeah, that's an interesting design.
What are the pipes that are going to the stove?
Any guesses?
Water heater?
Yep, it's probably going to a water heater.
Yeah. There it is.
Same sauna, right?
Yeah, this is the same sauna. So what do you notice?
There's the water heater off to the left.
And it's made out of a keg.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem to be a changing room, but there seems to be quite a bit of space right as you enter.
Kind of the washing area. Yeah, actually, I think I see a bar of soap there. Maybe you sit on that little kind of stool thing.
Yeah. Do they have like a sign there or something?
Yeah, that's that similar sign that we saw before, the sauna rules.
Yeah.
Looks like 2 speakers or lights, but I think they're maybe speakers. All right, here's another one. Maybe this will be our last one here. What do you think of this?
What's going on here? Is that like, so it's the bathroom then goes into the sauna. Then it looks like there's an ELO heater.
Yep.
You got this big hallway to it. And crazy walls.
Yeah, pretty interesting designed walls. A lot of colors.
And you have the faucet there too in the sauna.
Yeah, maybe a shower head. We'll see. Is this in the same one? Yeah,
Yeah,
I
this is
think
in-
so. Yep.
This looks pretty nice. Looks pretty new.
Yeah, it looks like half of the lower half is tiled and the floor is tiled, and that ELO heater you mentioned, and then the upper half of the walls are wood.
Yeah.
Got a little window there for a little bit of light.
Yeah, that's nice.
I don't see a water bucket, but maybe that's off screen.
I mean, there's that pot there, but otherwise.
Yeah, that pot probably maybe for ladling water over yourself or throwing some steam. What do you see in the bottom right corner?
Soap.
Yeah, soap and shampoo. There we go. Now we got a picture of that faucet that we were talking about.
So you probably just like get the kitchen pot and fill it up from that faucet and then pour it on the rocks.
Yeah, this almost looks like it was a bathroom and then they changed it because they got the water tub filler down there.
And I think they actually probably built it that way, but it does look very bathroom-like, which is one reason why it's good to look at these pictures, is because for them the sauna is part of bathing and part of a bathroom. So this one's in Calumet, north of Hancock.
It opens right into a bathroom.
Yep, once again, sauna by the bathroom. Sauna is a bath.
Got a shower in there.
So it's just meant for like 2 people maybe?
I think you're only getting one set of cheeks on that bench.
Yeah, it seems very practical. Wash up and then go.
Yeah, this one is a lot of fun. I would love to use this one. Probably get plenty of heat with that size ELO in that space.
Yeah. And then you got a clothesline up top.
Yeah, that could be. And tiled floor. The one thing with these saunas in basements or in houses is it's nice to make sure that you have enough ventilation. Often they don't. And then it can get kind of humid in there. You don't get enough fresh air.
Yeah, I've noticed for a couple of these that maybe they're a little low on ventilation.
Yeah, that's probably pretty common with most saunas. All right, and we'll stop there. There's a little preview maybe of what we'll look at next time. Thanks for giving me your feedback on these saunas. Would you be interested in doing another episode?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Well, thank you, Lumberjacks. I'll let you go and do something more fun. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
And remember, our podcast can be found on Spotify and iTunes and YouTube and other streaming platforms, as well as on our website, thesaunatrail.com. New episodes release on Saturdays, which is the traditional finish day for sauna, also called Sauna Paiva. We hope to see you again on the Sauna Trail.